Hello, duelists, and welcome to the King's Court. Now, um, now that the dusk has settled, I think. Oh man, I'm already messing up phrases. I think that's how it goes. But basically, now that things have calmed down a bit, it's been about more than 24 hours since we got the. Not gonna lie, kind of a bit of a lackluster ban list. Now, I'm not saying it's either good or bad because at the end of the day, let's be grateful. Um, Arizard's gone. Let's be grateful for that. Man, I can hear the Munchkins in Munchkinland, Little Wizard of Oz reference for everyone. Going crazy that the witch is gone. Arizard's gone. So let's be grateful for that. But the rest of the ban list, yeah, I can kind of agree with a lot of people. There are a lot of good decks that didn't even get remotely touched. Like, none at all. So, this is going to be like I do this after every ban list, a discussion on the implications of the ban list and what most likely is going to happen, and as well as give a couple of my own personal thoughts of what I think is, my own personal thoughts. First part of this, I'm going to try to be like as analytical as possible, give as many real, actual expectations that are most likely going to happen, and then give my own 2 cents. And I know I'm going to trigger somebody in the comments, so if you got any also viewpoints of what do you think is going to happen, like what deck do you think is going to be the new top deck, or decks in general are probably going to be the top decks, or in general, do you think anything is going to change? Because besides Arise Heart being gone, I don't think this is going to change the meta, to be perfectly honest. So, before we get to that, might as well put this out there now. Really quickly, before the shameless plugins, I'm trying out something a little different. In the past, when we've done certain videos, like discussion videos, etc., I would usually have like my tripod just point and click and just record my voice going and just have like my cards or something, or like my mat, like either my Jaden mat or my One Piece mat, just blankly in the front of the camera. Well, I wanted to try something a little different, and if I like this, we might stick with this format for a while. Now you see right here we have the channel logo as well as the icon photo for the channel right here. Well, if this works out, I might start actually working on trying to have like maybe get like some. This has been a year of me channel member Michael. Really quickly, this is more like this first part's gonna be a little more towards about the channel. So I guess consider this a mini channel update. Now that we've reached our first year here on YouTube, which again, thank you so much. We're very grateful. We want to try like updating the channel a bit. Not like change up everything. Just more like try to like update our game. I guess you could say it. So. We're considering getting like some artwork made for the channel. Maybe like update our icon photo. It is a little generic, I know. So maybe like get something like get it updated, get a new banner for the channel as well, possibly. And we're also considering giving like some channel ping image icon. Like I guess you could almost say like I've seen other YouTubers who do like not just Yu-Gi-Oh, but like Pokemon or other I guess you could say like competitive TCG content. They have like little icon photos, like self-inserts. We might try that. So we might try that in the future. But for right now, I'm gonna give this a shot and using the channel logo as like a placeholder for that, and I'm gonna have the discussion in the background. So that's pretty much the main thing I wanted to bring up. So. Also, we're going to try also posting more on our social media. So, as a way to go into that, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and follow our social media in the description. We have an Instagram and a Twitter for the channel, /X for the channel, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, where we repost Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, all content we post here in the channel. We repost stuff there. We're gonna try to have a little more discussion threads, etc. And if you just want to see hilarious dumb memes we like that we repost. So now that that's out of the way, let me know in the comments. Do you like this ban list? Go ahead and be honest. I've already seen some people in our in my reaction video to the ban list said they are not happy, and I can't blame you. So now that that's over, let's get to the main discussion points. So the ban list is out, as we all know, and the only card that got hit was a Rise Heart, and the only cards that got unlimited was Chaos Space, Magnemite, the Bestial Magnemite, and we didn't even get any new semi-limits, which is interesting because it's felt like for a while now they usually tend to semi-limit something. I'm gonna be honest, I was banking on them semi-limiting some of the pod cards or something like Extravagance or stuff like that. So I was wrong about that one. And it seems the only cards they unlimited were Salamangreat Gazelle and as well as Herald of the Orange Light. So now really quickly, I'm not surprised they unlimited Gazelle. Like if you look up, a lot of people have been talking about this. Apparently, the set that the new fire support, the volcanics and new Salamangreat stuff came out, isn't selling that great. So I'm not gonna lie, I 100% think they did this just to try to increase the sales of that, because a lot of that new Salamangreat support is good, but it is ridiculously expensive. So that's probably gonna just jack that up. Herald of the Orange Light. I mean, Ashizu Tito has been dead not dead. Obviously, the deck is still viable, but full power to Shizu Teal Elements hasn't been a thing in a while, so I'm not surprised they finally put that back to 3. The only decks I can think of off the top of my head that'll really get some play to those, Madolche, Drytron. That's the only ones I can think of off the top of my head. I know somebody's going to get mad in the comments that, why didn't you mention so-and-so, or, give me a whole paragraph explaining what decks I forgot. But those are just the two I can think of off the top of my head that actually would get some use out of that. So, hey, fellow Madolche fans, we got Herald back at 3. That's pretty sweet. What else? The Dragon Link players seem to be getting hit I don't know. It could have been worse, and I'm perfectly honest. Chaos Space, I remember people used to want that card hit, honestly. But they haven't been met ever since. Although I feel like after Sprite and Ashizu's, the tier limit cards, when they were in Kashtira, once they, I guess you could say, made their debut, people weren't talking about it as much. And then after Dragon Link won Worlds, a lot of people were discussing what cards to hit for Dragon Link, and I'm going to be honest, I was one of those people that was putting money on Tracer, Tracer or something. I was putting money on that one, but hey, well, looks like they dodged that, and not a lot really got hit for Dragon Link. I think the deck is still going to, in my personal opinion, I think the deck is still going to be useful, and it's still going to be playable. And there is still that other spell card called Duality that I know Cyber Dragons have been known to play, so I think they can use that card. I'll look it up, but I'll put a picture of it right here. So that's one card they still have access to. Plus, they still have 3 quick launch, and that card's already crazy. So they still got tons of stuff. And Magma being the only bestial that got hit, they still have Luminion. So hey, that's pretty cool. And Arisar being gone. This brings up the good question that I've seen a lot of people wonder. Is Kashtira as a deck itself viable still? Or is Kashtira just going to be an engine now? I think we're all used to seeing Fenrir teched into every deck these days. You see almost every deck that tops lately, they have 1 or 2 of them in the deck or something. So makes you want. I'm wondering, as a deck itself, can Kashtira still go? I'm wondering. They still have Shangri-La, but that's kind of it. I don't know, actually. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. So now those are all the cards that were on the list. So pretty much the only decks that got affected were Dragon Link, although again, I still think the deck is still good, still going to be viable. Obviously, the pure Kashtira deck. And that's kind of it. So now that that part's done, what I think is going to happen, I think there's no doubt. Purely and Unchained are the top decks. Unchained was already freaking getting like ridiculous numbers. I think it got like a top 16 recently. I think it got like 9 of the top spots. That's crazy. It's borderline tier 0 by those numbers, if I'm getting that right. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I heard something crazy like that it had like 9 decks in like the top 16. That is crazy. So realistically, I think the top decks are definitely going to be Pearly and Unchained, because Pearly didn't even get hit, and Pearly can still go. And Unchained, oh man, Unchained. I played against Unchained with all the new support and all that. That deck is nasty, man. I've actually been thinking about it, and I wonder. And a lot of people are like trying to figure out the top decks that can be used against them. So now that Kashtira or Rise Heart's gone, I've been hearing a lot of people making discussions that certain decks that couldn't be used anymore that couldn't be used because the Rise Heart was around are now going to get some more play. Like, I feel like going forward, we're probably going to see Dark World again, like more often. Like, I remember at first Dark World was getting like a lot of popularity, and you would still see it every here and once in a while. But I think now, because the problem with Dark World, if they went second against Arizar, they pretty much lost. Like, let's be real here. So that's one. Tier Elements, I think, are going to get more play. Tier Elements, they have their fans. Let's be real. Like, a majority of people may have hated the deck at full power, but they still have a lot of fans. I mean, it's still, I think, the top deck in OCG. So, obviously, I feel like now with the Riot Archon, they're definitely going to start getting more play. At least over here in the TCG. And, honestly, I think probably now also we're going to see some of the other decks that were being used, like Marincess and them, are probably going to get more play as well. So, basically what I'm trying to say is, I think going forward, the decks were Unchained is probably going to still be, pun intended, is probably going to be the new big dog in the meta, if I'm being honest. That deck is scary when it goes off, and there's not a lot that can stop it. Oh man, I learned the hard way against that deck with heroes. As if you're subscribed to the channel, you would know that we usually do hero content here on the channel. I usually do heroes stuff. It's my favorite deck. That's the one I like to talk about the most here. That's man, if you've seen our Locals Report series, that's when I played against Unchained, I made the mistake of not knowing how it worked. I did not know at the time that as long as they're destroyed, they're good. They get their effects. They don't even have to reach the grave. So, oh man, so that's one right there. So Unchained, I feel like is probably going to be the new big dog in the meta, and for good reason. Not only can it do all that, it has all these crazy combo lines it could do with the DDD Xyz cards, and as well as in general, it could just link off your own stuff. It's like a deck of nothing but Goddess of the Underworld. So, man, that's aggravating. But hey, what can you do? Pearly is obviously still going to be there, and I still think like Marincess and stuff like that are still going to be around. And what else did I want to say? This is also bringing in a question of, I've seen some other people bring up, is this also going to force us to change our extra decks? Because Kashtira is not dead. Like, Fenrir and them are still going to be used as an engine, but Arise Heart's gone, so do we really need like Book of Moon and Tayo as bad as we needed? I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, maybe. And also with I think, like I said, I still think they're going to be playable. But it also brings up, will Droll still be used a lot? It's a good question. Another thing also, I feel like Pearly, Unchained, since they're obviously going to be the bigger decks right now, their prices are going ridiculously up. Makes me wonder about all that stuff that's getting reprinted in the in the Megaton. So I know a lot of people were saying that it's probably why they weren't going to hit any of the Bestials. But at least, again, they still have Luminion. I don't even know what I'm saying at that point. Oh, shit. Sorry about that. That's my phone. Let's see. What else do I want to talk about? That's pretty much the main stuff I wanted to discuss. So, seems like going forward, the top deck is definitely going to be Unchained and Pearly. I swear I'm forgetting some decks. I think other decks, like more rogue decks, are definitely going to get more play again because Arise Heart's gone. So I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is actually in a pretty cool place. I mean, where it's not like Unchained is unbeatable, but I feel like the hard part of it, a lot of people are having difficulties what to side for it. I feel like that's like one issue people were having at the beginning, but it seems like people are starting to figure, like everyone's starting to figure it out. That's pretty cool. Like I've heard that Rika, Sun Avalon is a good choice against Unchained because they tribute stuff, they tribute monsters, not destroy, so that's good. And I was thinking maybe Madolche could be used against Unchained because with the Queen, we just bounce stuff back. So, hey, that's one idea right there. So that's pretty cool. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about here. If I got any more things I want to discuss, I might, like I said, I'll probably start using this format more often. And if you like this, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And honestly, just hit the notification bell. Just have a great weekend. Take care. We'll be back soon with some more content. And have a great weekend. Bye.